Police are seen searching a home in Standard, Illinois, even digging holes as the investigation continues into a local woman's disappearance. And Donald Trump campaigns in the Hawkeye State Tuesday, but not without a little competition.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good morning, and thanks for watching Local 4 News this morning. I'm Emily Scarlett. Still no answers from Illinois State Police in the disappearance of a Bureau County woman after more than a day spent searching for clues. Deborah Dewey went missing on August 22nd. Monday night, police surrounded a home on 5th Street in Standard, Illinois. One witness says she watched police search the house and carry out large bags. Investigators are not yet saying what they found.
And every day when I drive by this old gas station converted into a small home, I got the weirdest feeling that there's something not right about this place.
Local 4 News crews were also there as investigators searched the house. Officers were also seen digging in the yard. The Bettendorf Police Department is warning people about a report of a man trying to lure a child into his vehicle. Police say they received a call around 7:30 Monday night about a man trying to lure a 12-year-old girl inside his truck. The girl told officers she was walking on Wakanda Drive in Bettendorf when the man opened the door to his purple truck and told her to get inside. Police say the man is approximately 50 to 55 years old with gray and black hair. The Ford truck is described as a two-door with fender flares. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Bettendorf Police Department. Authorities have identified the man who died after his home caught fire in MOLINE on Monday. The Rock Island County coroner says 80-year-old Howard Myers died from smoke inhalation. Crews saved a dog from the burning home on 44th Street. The Illinois State Fire Marshal is still determining what started that fire. We've also learned the identity of the woman who died Monday in a motorcycle accident in Rock Island. The Rock Island County coroner says she's 43-year-old Echo Sutton Downs of MOLINE. Downs was riding her motorcycle on 17th Street when she hit two parked cars near Unity Point Hospital. Crossing the river will take a little more planning today. Crews closed the government bridge at 5 o'clock this morning. It'll remain closed for the next 24 hours. They'll be working on the railroad over the government bridge. The crossing will be closed to cars, bikes, river traffic, and trains. And keep an eye out for a lane shift in the construction zone of 41st Street in Moline. Traffic will be moved to the northbound side today. The road will still be restricted to one lane in each direction as work continues. There are also new turning lanes to be aware of for drivers coming from John Deere Road. Illinois voters will not get the chance to vote on a constitutional amendment that would have changed the way legislative districts are drawn. Yesterday, the state Supreme Court announced that it will not reconsider its decision to strike down the independent maps amendment. It would have created an 11-member commission to redraw legislative district boundaries. The court said petition-driven changes are limited to the legislature. Supporters collected more than 500,000 signatures to get this on the ballot. Donald Trump brought his campaign back to the Hawkeye State yesterday, and protesters were ready and waiting. A small group lined up along the road leading into the Seven Flags Event Center. The protest was organized by NARAL, a pro-choice group. Inside the venue, Trump defended his supporters after Hillary Clinton described half of them as deplorable.
While my opponent slanders you as deplorable and irredeemable, I call you hardworking American patriots who love your country and want a better future for all of our people.
Trump hosted a fundraiser at a local piano bar. After that rally, protesters showed up there as well. And Trump will try and sway minority voters during a visit to Flint, Michigan today. That comes just one day after trying to win over women with a new proposal that expands child care benefits. Hannah Daniels has more on that plan.
Donald Trump triumphantly held up a baby moments after unveiling his plan to make child care more affordable with daughter Ivanka by his side. Among other things, the proposal calls for allowing parents to fully deduct child care expenses from their income taxes and provides guaranteed paid maternity leave.
By recapturing fraud and improper payments in the unemployment insurance program, we can provide 6 weeks of paid maternity leave to any mother with a newborn child whose employer does not provide the benefit.
Trump's latest appeal to women comes less than 2 months to the general election. The latest ABC News Washington Post poll has him trailing rival Hillary Clinton among white, college-educated female voters.
My opponent has no child care plan. She never will, and if it ever evolves into a plan, it'll never get done anyway.
Clinton immediately fired back on social media, tweeting a link to her own plan, which provides 12 weeks of paid leave for working mothers and fathers. As the Democratic nominee continued to recover from pneumonia, President Obama campaigned for her in Philadelphia, where he painted Trump as no friend to the working class.
He spent most of his life trying to stay as far away from working people as he could.
Clinton is expected to return to the campaign trail tomorrow. Hannah Daniels, CBS News.
Wells Fargo says it'll change part of its business model in a move to regain customer confidence. The company announced it's getting rid of sales goals for retail bankers. Last week, Wells Fargo fired 5,300 employees who opened false accounts to meet sales goals. Employees said they were under pressure to meet unrealistic goals or lose their jobs. Wells Fargo agreed to pay a $185 million fine and refund $5 million in excess fees charged to customers. The company's CEO says the sales goals will be dropped at the beginning of next year. Some top U.S. Olympians are finding themselves at the center of the latest cybersecurity breach at the hands of Russian hackers. A group called Fancy Bears published the confidential medical records for gymnasts Simone Biles, Venus and Serena Williams, and others online yesterday. The records were stolen from the World Anti-Doping Agency. Russia is denying any wrongdoing. Checking in with meteorologist Anthony Peoples, even if you have nothing to hide, you don't want records that are supposed to be private going public.
Yeah, there's so much information out there. When you go to the doctors, you sign a confidentiality report so they can't discuss anything. And then that information, once it hits the internet, there are hackers out there. It's their job. It's their excitement to find out what they can find out.
Yeah, such a scary situation. It seems like every day there's something new that's being released that we shouldn't be seeing, right?
Yeah, I'm all for full disclosure, but there's some things that are confidential.
Exactly. All right, so outside this morning, Anthony, you mentioned that we missed out on the chance for some showers last night. Are we in the clear for today?
Well, we're mostly in the clear. There are still a couple of isolated showers out there this morning, but once those fade away, we are going to see the sun start to break out. Northern hometowns already starting to clear out. Right now we have 65 degrees. For some reason this has not updated. It should say 63. That's the updated temperature in the Quad Cities. North-northeast winds at 5 miles per hour. We'll see those isolated showers fade away this morning as temperatures fall to the upper 50s. And by this afternoon, a sun and cloud mix and temperatures will be in the mid 70s. The high temperature this time of the year is right around 78. So we are slightly below average for today. But you think, well, it's been a little cool lately. But just think back a couple of years ago today, we had a record low in the upper 30s, and we had frost all over the windshield. So there was frost on the pumpkin 2 years ago today. So 50, 60 degrees doesn't sound all that bad.
I'll take it over the frost any day. And so, Anthony, sounds like we've got a pretty comfortable day once we get over maybe a few scattered showers. A nice day to get over this hump. Yeah, and much of tomorrow looks pretty nice too until we get to the evening hours. And we'll talk more about that because that could be a decent rainmaker for the area. All right, good to keep in mind. Thank you, Anthony. A discussion about the leading cause of fatal injuries among older U.S. adults. That's coming up with our live guest after the break. Stay with us. The time now is 6:10. You're watching Local 4 News this morning.
WHBF is local for you with Emily Scarlett and meteorologist Anthony Peoples. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.